Hey guys, what's up? It's Kyle here. Just getting back home from work from Lane Stop. Been a really busy day today. Um, just been, but anyway, on to what I planned on doing. Let's make a review on my live perspective or live review from Extreme Rules, WWE Extreme Rules. I was there with myself, and my two buddies, Mark and Alex. We got there just a little bit late, so I didn't get a chance to see the U.S. title match between Santino and Miz, and I missed about 4 minutes of the Kane and Randy Orton match, but that's it. But other than that, Randy Orton and Kane match, from what I did see, the rest of the match I did see, like I said, I didn't miss a lot, only by like 3 minutes, or not even 4, probably 3 minutes of the match. We missed. It was a false count anywhere match. This match was decent, not bad. To me, in my opinion, I think it went on just way too long. It just, almost considering how long we got there, and just only by how many minutes we missed it by. That match was pushing like nearly 20 minutes almost, and I think it wasn't that necessary. I mean, yeah, they had some spots, they fought backstage and all that, which was fine, but they could have done all that within a 10-minute match. But nearly pushing 20, I thought was just a little bit too much, and I was just pretty much just done with the match and glad that it was over. But anyway, Randy Orton got the victory over Kane. Still a decent match. After that, we got into a squash match with Brodus Clay and Dolph Ziggler. Chicago, we were just 110% behind Dolph Ziggler. Nothing really important, coming out of this match, but we can finally say that Brodus Clay has had his longest match ever to date in the WWE. Match lasting about 5 minutes, I think. About 5 minutes. Dolph Ziggler, like I've always said, being the best seller in the business. Not just in the business, but in the WWE, the best seller. Brodus Clay getting the victory and the win. He does a little dance with, what's his name? Hornswoggle. Anyway, then after that, we get to the Intercontinental Championship match, Cody Rhodes against Big Show in the tables match. Again, Chicago. We're all behind Cody Rhodes. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Cody Rhodes, but I sure preferred him a hell of a lot better than Big Show, over Big Show. This match was decent, I thought. I'm glad that it was a tables match of stipulations, because it kind of added a different, I guess you say, dynamic to the match. I thought this match was much better than the match they had at WrestleMania. But the way it finished was a bit just, I don't want to say cheap, but it kind of was. Big Show was standing outside of the ring apron. There was a table that was behind him. Cody Rhodes kicks Big Show in the knee. And as Big Show fell to one knee, his right leg just fell right through the table, and Cody Rhodes won the Intercontinental title. So I'm not really tripping too much on how it ended. I'm just glad Cody got the IC title back. So now Big Show had his WrestleMania spot and moment. Now he can probably just go away and sit on the sidelines and do something, because we're tired of seeing him. So hopefully he'll do that now. But after that, Big Show ended up taking Cody Rhodes and then just destroying him and just chokeslamming him through 2 tables. So that was cool to see. It's always fun to see people hurt in wrestling. I don't know why. But anyway, the next match we got was another filler match, pretty much. 2 jobbers going up against Ryback, and I was just laughing my butt off. We were doing Goldberg chants in the arena. And my buddy Alex was grew up never watching wrestling, didn't know who Goldberg was. And he's like, "What was his name?" I'm like, "His name is Ryback." He's like, "Why do they call him Goldberg?" I'm like, "I'll explain later." It was just funny. Ryback destroying, squashing his opponents. Like he's been doing for the past few weeks. Still, I thought it was a decent filler, at least. Like I said, I see big things for Ryback. Like I said in my Q&A video this past weekend, Once someone asks me the question, do I see Ryback as the next Goldberg? I don't see that, but I've always been a fan of Ryback when he was Skip Sheffield in Nexus. So I'm glad to see him back, even though it's repackaged, but still, I see big plans for Ryback. So after that match, we get into the World Heavyweight Championship match. Daniel Bryan going up against Sheamus. Chicago just 110% behind Daniel Bryan with the yes, yes, yes chants. I was screaming yes, yes, yes at the top of my lungs with however many thousand people were in attendance. Just awesome stuff there. And it's always just funny too to see Dan Bryan do yes, because it's like Daniel Bryan's a phenomenal wrestler, but you look at Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan is just he's very nerdy. So to see this little nerdy guy just scream yes, 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 it's very comical. So just having a good time there. Sheamus got booed, but Sheamus didn't. We didn't really boo Sheamus, or I should say I booed Sheamus a little bit here and there, but I really didn't boo him that much. But collectively as a whole, Sheamus didn't really get that many boos compared to a lot of other people, we've booed throughout the night. Because Chicago does like Sheamus as well. So Sheamus really didn't get that many, boos, but we were still behind Daniel Bryan. I expected Sheamus to win. I'm glad he won. The first round went to Sheamus due to Daniel Bryan continuously to kick him in his leg, and he wouldn't let up. So the referee gave Sheamus the first round due to a disqualification. And then like a minute after that, Daniel Bryan went straight into the yes lock, and Sheamus just fainted, and he ended up winning the second fall, which I thought was a good way to do it instead of having Sheamus tap. I think it would have probably taken some steam away from Sheamus. I think if Sheamus would have tapped, so to have him just to faint to the yes lock, I thought was just good stuff there. And then after that, it was just like a freaking brawl, just back and forth stuff. And then Sheamus ended up getting the brogue kick on Daniel Bryan and winning 2 out of 3. I actually thought that maybe I was kind of expecting maybe AJ or something to come in during this match, maybe cause Daniel Bryan a distraction or try to help Daniel Bryan, by distracting Sheamus or something. But that didn't happen. So a good clean, just straight up clean, match between two guys. Definitely one of the highlighting matches of the entire pay-per-view. Excuse me. Then after that, the next match we got was the WWE Championship match. CM Punk going up against Chris Jericho in the Chicago Street Fight. Excuse me. As usual, we're always behind Punk. The ring just erupted when his music hit. I did like the fact that they were in their jeans and stuff, especially with Punk and kind of wrestling in his jeans and t-shirts. Kind of reminded me of Punk back in his indie days in ROH and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, just wrestling in the jean shorts and stuff. There really wasn't much, like, I guess you could say, quote-unquote wrestling with this match, and that was okay because it was a street fight, and it was good. And, I think we did get some pretty decent wrestling moves out of this, but it was still a good street fight. They told a good story, with Jericho taunting CM Punk's family, and I think it was his sister, that slapped him in the face and, pouring beer all over CM Punk, taunting and making it seem like he's about to get ready to do CM Punk to go to sleep, and CM Punk doing the 6 spot, the flying elbow from the ring rope to the announce table. Just awesome spots. They told a fantastic story. CM Punk ended up getting the victory as WWE champion, still on Chris Jericho. Punk, what can I say? Punk won again in his hometown, just like Money in the Bank. Everyone went nuts. We're excited. We're happy. And now that Punk has won and is still the WWE champion, I think next week I think would mark CM Punk as being WWE champion for 6 months since he won it at Survivor Series in November last year. Next week I think will count as 6 months. And I can say this. Punk, for a lot of things that people say, Punk promised this, they didn't do that. One thing Punk did promise, and he did deliver on, and that was that now that he's the WWE champion, the belt's not going to flip-flop back and forth. And since he's been the champion at Survivor Series in November, the belt has not flip-flopped back and forth. It has been continuously around his waist. He's had some good matches, good title defenses. He's bringing importance back to the WWE Championship, I feel. That's just me. And again, once again, it's somebody new for a change instead of John Cena or Randy Orton as the champion. It's someone new who's getting a good run with the belt. And I commend WWE for at least staying on path with Punk on that. Next match we got was Nikki Bella going up against a returning diva, surprise diva. Everyone in the arena was chanting Karma. It would have made more sense if it was Karma, because if you remember, before Karma left last year, she told the Bella Twins, because the Bella Twins were making fun of her for being pregnant and having a child, and who want to have a child with you. She made a promise to the Bella. She says, when I return, you'll be the first ones I will get. So it would have made perfect sense if it was Karma tonight, well, not tonight, but at the pay-per-view, to beat Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. But instead, it was a returning Layla. I was shocked about it. Everyone in the ring was chanting Karma. When the music hit, at first I thought, Michelle McCool's back? And then it showed the picture on the Titantron. I'm like, oh, it's Layla. Never really thought that. So it was a surprise, but I think it was a bit of a disappointment because a lot of people in Chicago in the ring, they just weren't into the match whatsoever. They weren't into it. It's like, oh, it's Layla. Good to see her back, but it would have been better if it was Karma. It's one of those type of things. But Layla, her return back, new Divas champion, and beating Nikki Bella's twins. After that, because the main event, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. My God, this was a fight. Out of the entire career span of John Cena in the WWE, I'm not even talking about him just being the top guy, but from the time John Cena came to the WWE from 2002 all the way up to date, I cannot think of a time where John Cena has literally got the hell beat out, just brutally beaten to death. I won't say beaten to death, but just get the hell beat out of him, like his fight he had with Brock Lesnar. Only time I think is maybe the fight he had with JBL, the I Quit match with JBL, that was pretty brutal. But I think this may even top that against John Cena. Brock Lesnar completely dominated John Cena. I mean, within the first minute and 20 seconds of the match, Lesnar busted Cena's head open like it was nothing. Just good stuff. A lot of people, after the pay-per-view, I've looked online, some stuff, some people kind of complaining that Brock Lesnar was coming in, with the UFC shorts and stuff, and, he's kind of fighting. And even in the crowd a little bit, some people behind me, they were kind of chanting a little bit boring chants a little bit towards the beginning of the match. Some people behind me were kind of chanting that. But I don't think so at all, because Brock Lesnar dressed up as a UFC fighter. Okay, for what it's worth, ever since Brock Lesnar came back, he never came back and addressed himself as a wrestler. He said he was what? A fighter, and a butt kicker. He never said he was a wrestler. So John Cena, when he got in that ring, he wasn't going up against Brock Lesnar, the wrestler. He was going up against Brock Lesnar, the former UFC fighter. And then also take into consideration too as well that Brock Lesnar has been gone away from the business just as long as The Rock. And I know Brock Lesnar has ring rust. So to me, this was the perfect way for them to tell the story, get the point across between Lesnar and Brock, but yet at the same token, hiding the fact that Brock Lesnar does have ring rust. So for this to be a straight fight, it was different. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But at the end of the day, John Cena ended up getting the victory over Brock Lesnar. I was shocked. I wasn't disappointed with the ending. I will say that. Even though John Cena beat Lesnar and I wanted Lesnar to win, I'm kind of surprised that I wasn't nearly upset that Cena won. I really wasn't upset that Cena won. However, I would question, though, I'll make a separate video on this later, maybe before Raw, but I do question, and that is, was it the right decision for John Cena to get over on Brock Lesnar? Just saying. But after that whole match ended, Cena won. Cena had kind of gave like a short speech. And pretty much saying that he's going to take a break. He's going to go away for a while. So that's just pretty much it. And that ends Extreme Rules. So at the end of the day, excuse me, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. To me, I thought it was better than WrestleMania. And WrestleMania, I thought was a good show this year. I thought WrestleMania was, to me, I enjoyed WrestleMania this year compared to the last 3 years. But the only good highlighting spots from WrestleMania were The Rock and Cena, Punk and Jericho, and then Undertaker and Triple H match. The rest of the undercard was a little bit weak. But this match from the match, I came in and saw the Kane and Randy Orton match, was decent. I think it went on far too long than what it should have gone, but then with the time they gave it. But it was still decent. Even the Cody Rhodes and Big Show match was decent for what it was. So from top to bottom, minus the U.S. match because I didn't see that, the entire show I thought was pretty good. So I definitely say this is probably a candidate for best pay-per-view of the year for WWE. Let me know what you guys think about Extreme Rules. Did you like it? Didn't like it? What were your perspectives of watching the pay-per-view? If you ordered it or if you were also in ring attendance, what was your perspective? Was it like mine? Did you see things the way I saw it? Let me know in the comment box below. Subscribe. Peace.